What is up, boys and girls? Creeposaur from Creeposaur Inc. here, and today I'm doing a deck profile for my Mermail Atlantean deck. This is post-ban list, or for the new April format that we saw, that I did a video on. Not my favorite list. Not my favorite list at all. But it did hit my deck, hitting Maxi and Vanities, which I did play in my deck. I played Maxi at 2 and Vanities at 1, obviously, because you can only play this could play this at 2 and you can only play this at 1. This being put to 1 now, and this being banned. So, I had to take them out, so I had 2 slots, and I'll just give you guys my update on the deck, and give you guys, like, my input on the deck after playing it with the build that I like the most. And this is after having, because the build I like the most required these cards to be at 2 and this to be at 1. So, let's just get right into the deck profile now. I'm playing 1 proxy, because I couldn't get in time for the deck profile, so going first build, so we got Mulan, because going first in this format is inherently better, and since I'm playing a deck that is supposed to be for going second, it just makes my going first or second just better. Gives me the opportunity to play and have a really well-rounded deck and make my side deck even better. 1 Mulan, searchable, and then it's just easy to knock 2 cards out of your opponent's hand. Going first build, 2100 is just really good, hard to get over. We got double Megalo, just searchable, playing it at 2. I just didn't see it enough, and I just ran out of copies too quickly. The third one is really good for synchro plays and stuff like that, and it's just having 3 felt like the right number. It's really good, really accessible, helps you out with your OTKs. You can exceed with it if you really have to, just depending on the situation, and then having the third one is really nice to have, so you have more discard ability. So nice to have it at 3. We got triple Teus. The 1 discard is amazing. The search and the 2400 defense is amazing, and really good for going first setups and stuff like that. So definitely play that one at 3. Don't lower that number at all, because it's just you'll notice that it's not that great at 2 or 1. Pike and Gun. The reason I play these ones at 1, I think I explained it in my last deck profile, but these cards in multiples I found would clog too much, because this only does something when it's discarded, and it'll just be stuck in your hand, and you'll want to get rid of it, or you'll want to use it for a synchro or something, and then this one doesn't do anything unless you normal summon it, and you have to discard something. And sure, you get a search off of that, but most times you just want to get your big guy combos out, or you want it to make rank 4s and stuff like that. So these cards, you have to play them just because their effects are really good in one-ofs, but in multiples they're kind of niche cards because of what their effects are and the timings that they can be used. But in multiples, they can get really cloggy and don't really give you any profit off of what you're playing them at. So playing them at 1 each is really good, really consistent. It gives you the profit you're looking for from the card, and you're not going to see it too much where it could hurt you. So that's why I play those cards at 1, because I was clogging too much with them and they weren't really helping me out in multiples. So we got Mander. We got Osha, and then we got Hild, just for the Mander combo. Really good going first, really amazing at setting up for going first plays if you open Teus and just are able to make the combo. And the reason why I also make the combo is that in late game, the combo can come up where it can, this card can come up later on and just be really clutch. And then this card can come up where if I have these cards on the field, because I've had it before where these are on the field but I couldn't complete the combo, because I misplayed a little bit, and it was just late game, and I realized that I had Mander Engrave from an earlier discard, so I banished it, and I noticed that my opponent had 3,200 life points left. So what I did was I overlaid, so I banished this, made them level 5s, and overlaid, and you'll see my extra deck what I made. But it was really good because it sets up for good, because if you don't make the combo right away, it can also set up for a good late game, or if you want to push for damage if you go for a second and draw the combo. So I'll show you what I play in the extra deck, why I run 1-5 in the extra deck for that reason. So that's the Mermail engine. Really good, really straight to the point, not too cloggy. The right amount of big guys, right amount of small guys, just to make sure I have the combos. They're not too cloggy, and I'm always going to have hands that will produce good plays. So next up we got Deep Sea Diva, because playing for Neptibus is amazing. One of the best cards ever printed in Yu-Gi-Oh! just so good. Its effect is first part of its effect is costs, so you'll get that effect off no problem, which is amazing. And then just in general, this card's like so good because when it hits the graveyard off of Water Monster effect, it's just in a special. You're gonna get more you know, combos out of it, and it's just so good. And it being a level 1 makes it even better. You know, so playing 4 copies of this card is the nuts. The only downside of Deep Sea Diva, it's prone to being Ghost Ogred, so watch out for that. You gotta play smart. Triple heavy infantry because this is the proxy I'm playing. I had an extra space because the ban list. So the third one came up a lot when I was testing, but not to the point where it would hurt me too much. It definitely came up to the point where if something did get banned from my list, I wanted to try it out, and this is what I'm trying out, and I'm trying it, and I like it a lot because with this, it came up every once in a while where this normal summon would become crucial, and I'd need another one, and these two would be in grave, and if I had another destruction, it would have been easier for me to win, and having 3 of this card is really good because you can make it like a Diva combo, and to make another level 4 to make it another rank 4 play, because sometimes I've had all 3 of my Nepibusses in grave. I don't know how that happened, but came up like once or twice in a really grindy game, and I drew into this, and I would go this and try to go into one of these, and these would already be engraved to make a level 4 while I already had a Dragoons in hand. So having the third one is just, it's really good for what I'm trying to do with the deck now. A lot more destruction, makes Neptibus live one more time, and it's been working really well. A lot more destruction, another target and stuff like that, so I like it a lot. Double Dragoons, because you can only play 2. I would play like 18. Swap 1 Rodent Totem, and then triple Aqua Spirit. Let me just pull these out, jeez. I don't know why they're stuck together. We got triple Aqua Spirit for just rank 4 plays. You can't search it in the deck, so you want to play 3 because the deck isn't going first. You want to make Toad and stuff like that, or just make other rank 4s. Like, depending on the deck, you can make Dweller. So, you want to see it because you can't search it, and if you play 2 of it, you're not going to see it enough. And playing it at 1 is counterproductive. It's just taking up space in the deck. That just doesn't really help you. But playing it at 3 allows me to see it. It's not going to clog too much because then I can use it as a defensive card when I do need it, and I can discard it if I have to. It's another water that I can discard. It's also come up where the effect to turn stuff into a defense position is actually like super clutch because it saves me for a turn. Just playing 3 of, it's not too cloggy. It comes up, I draw it because I can't search it. Just makes the deck better. It's like another instant fusion essentially because then it can just give me more rank 4 plays. And especially when I draw it with Ateus, that's when it gets really nuts going first. So playing the 3 of, it doesn't hurt me at all, and it's better for me because playing it at 2, I didn't really see it enough, and I would want to see it more, and it was just counterproductive because it felt like a card that I never really saw when I needed it. So playing it at 3 obviously would increase my chances of seeing it and gave me more opportunities to make rank 4s. And next up we play 1 Gamma Seal. I play 1 Gamma Seal because it's a card I'm giving to my opponent, obviously, because it's a Kaiju. But it's one of those cards where I want it in my hand, but I don't want to see it in my hand too often. And it's one of those cards that I don't want to discard because just how good it is. I want to use it so I can get rid of something. And it's like I'm giving my opponent a card, and when I give my opponent a card, it's still a card that I have to deal with. So I don't want to see it too much to the point where I draw one and I draw 2, and then it would just be like, oh, I give my opponent one and give myself one. Because it's taking too much space, and it's not a combo piece. It's just a get rid of something piece. So the deck already has a lot of that. So playing the 1 of means that I'm not going to see it when I don't need it, and when I do see it, it's most likely going to be a situation where it was going to come in handy. And I played this at 1 for so long. I tried playing it at 2 because I have 2 copies of it, and I just didn't like it because I draw it when I just didn't need it, and it'd be in my hand. I just have to discard it because it would be dead in my hand for so many turns, and it was just being like essentially like a brick card and wouldn't help me at all. So playing it at 1 helps me open the deck up to more combo pieces and doesn't add bricks into my deck. So next up we got Maxi, Saki 1 of now. Just essentially the game really. I don't know why it's at 1. It's either a 3 or none of card, I feel. just because it's one of those cards that puts the game in check. Your opponent has to, your opponent actually has to think in the game, so I don't know why it's at 1. It's just one of those cards that just puts the game into check, so. Triple Instant Fusion, Norden's amazing. I don't really think I need to explain myself. It's coming in ulti, so I'm going to get those. Double Moray. I don't want to play Desires, but this is super good because it fixes dead hands and makes sometimes good hands better. You know what I mean? And with a combo deck like this that is heavily combo based, like every single piece is a combo piece. Even though you are playing a lot of stuff in multiples, you need those multiples to be there for your combos and for your deck to work properly. So playing Desires is counterproductive because your entire deck is pretty much monsters, and those monsters are crucial to your plays. So if you banish like a combo piece, or banish multiple Dragoons, or banish your Neptibus, or your Diva, or your discards, or like an instant fusion that you really needed, or multiple instant fusions, it hurts the deck far more than you think it does, in comparison to something like a 60 card deck, or Blue Eyes that use that card a lot. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's just one of those cards that isn't really helpful, and you're going extremely neg in this deck when you're playing so many combo pieces. So, I don't really like that card in any deck. It does say draw 2, which is good, but in this deck particularly, I don't like it at all. Next up, we got Soul Charge. I play it because of Soul Charge. Going first is good, but I don't like it anytime. Upstart Goblin. Regeki, this is what I put in place of the Vanities. It's Regeki. We got 1-for-1, and then Mizuchi. You could play the trap version, one of these, but I didn't have it. Next up, we got the extra deck. Tokens. Get those out of the way. Then we got Double Bahamut, because bringing out Toads is really good, because Toad's amazing. Negating stuff is good. And then we got this thing, Broken. Battle Phase is really big in this deck, so having that card is great. And also when it's destroyed, special back anything, so you'll special deck most likely Norden. Abyss Dweller, one of the best cards ever made, especially in this deck. And then we got 2 7s, Abyss Gaios, and this. So you play this because playing the 1-of comes up every once in a while. Its effect is actually decent. And then playing this is really good in the grind game because your opponent has to activate effects, and they'll burn themselves for those effects that they really need. And then the it not being destroyed effect is it comes up, and then in time this card is just the nuts. So you play the 1-of because it does come up in clutch. And then the 1-5 I play is this, and for the same reason that I told you earlier, it's just really good for either when the going first combo comes up later on, and I can turn it into a going second combo. And then what I can also do is that if I draw it when I'm going second, this also gives me double attacking for that combo instead of just putting value through, making another Toad. So I make the first Toad and then make this so that the attack can go through. It's really good. And then this for going first, and then this because seemingly making this over a Coral Dragon is better. Because I never really make Coral Dragon. But now that we have Bryo back, maybe I'll put Bryo in. Because it does the same thing as this, but I can do it multiple times. Well, not multiple times, but it'll send back more than one. And then Tatsunoko, because this is a 4 which I can just use, and then this is just Tatsunoko, which sets up for Mulan plays. And then we got Norden, which is one of the best cards ever. And then we got, that was nice, because it's another instant fusion target, and it's like a kaiju essentially, because I can take out a monster that's relatively difficult to deal with, or it baits out a card. Double Lancia for lawn mowing decks, or just Infernoid, whatever. Anything that has snow in it. Double Dark Hole, because Rat to 2 makes even more board this format. Board wipes are even more difficult to deal with. So, especially even in the Zoo matchup. So Rat to 2 makes this even more painful to the player, devastating to the player that plays Zoo, because it makes it a little bit harder because they only have 2 rats, so it makes their combos just a little bit harder to get out there. And with speaking of things that got hit on the ban list, pendulums. So Kieran to none makes any pendulum deck weaker because every pendulum deck played a Kieran because Bumbuku was cheap and Kieran was a rare. So this is going to be weaker, and then this will just kill them because they can't bring out Kieran. So yeah. And then for Invoked, for Zoo, for what's it? Infernoid, and then anything plays anything that's lower than 1,000, or 1,000. You know, this will just kill them. This is such a good card. And then for Paleo, because it's like the best deck now, Triple Decree. And then we got more Imperial for banishing anything decks. So that's the deck. I really like the build now. I liked it before, but you know, the ban list at Vanities and Maxi. But the deck I like a lot, and it's really fun. I love combo decks. Always have, but then Burning Abyss kind of got in the way, and I like Burning Abyss a lot. So that's my deck, guys. Tell me what you guys think of my deck in the comment section below. Tell me what you guys think of the format in the comment section below. Definitely want to hear what you guys think and what your guys' thoughts are, whatever. And yeah, if you guys like that video, hit the like button below as hard as you can, and subscribe to the channel for some more awesome Yu-Gi-Oh content like this, and you know, duels and stuff like that. And as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I will catch you guys in the next one.